Hello everyone, it is Lady Mystic here from A Mystical Journey. Me and Lights Away are just putting the final touches together, cleaning up the backyard. Got rid of a lot of the morning glory, a lot of the horsetails, I guess they're called. Cleaning up the path to our little secret hideaway. And there's still a lot of work further back there, but we're not dealing with that because we would be here for the next year probably doing these videos. So anyway, why don't you come and join us, catch up on some of the conversation with my trusty rake and clippers. We are going to do some damage.
Oh my God, they're everywhere.
How's it going?
Oh, well, it's just a lot of weeds.
I get it.
But it's becoming so much nicer.
These blackberry bushes are the ones that just, I don't really like playing with them much.
No, they're not very nice.
They bite back.
They do.
It's like, oh yeah, you want to pull me out? I'll pull you out.
Exactly. You're not gonna like it.
And that's the thing, even the gloves don't work.
Not on those things. Those prickly bushes can be brutal.
Oh my goodness.
And we don't have like proper things. If we were like gardeners and we had, I don't know, shovels and stuff. I mean, yeah. I think we do have a shovel.
There is a shovel, yes.
I'm not so committed to making it perfect. I just want to make it pleasant and enjoyable for all of us.
Yeah. Well, anyone that's been following this series knows we're not professional landscapers.
Well, no.
I was going to say, where is she going with this?
We're totally not.
No, we're totally not.
But it gets you outside. It gets you grounded, which is really, I think, a big part of it right now. Like, people should be getting grounded, if at all possible. Like, right now I'm wearing like rubber-soled flip-flops, which I'm not very happy about. I guess these are more sliders. But the thing is that there's so many weeds and prickly things. I can't really go barefoot. But I wish I could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But once we get everything done and we bring the chair, then we can take our shoes off and just have our feet sit on the weeds instead of...
Sit on the weeds. Yeah. Instead of pulling them, we'll be sitting on them.
Yeah.
Well, it's, you know, really nice to help nature.
Well, and I think it's so nice today, too, because we've been having a lot of hot weather.
We have.
And we just had a couple of decent little rainstorms.
Cooler days.
And for those of you that don't know about British Columbia, we are a rainforest.
We are.
So all of us are like little flowers. We can do with the sunshine for a while, but we still need that rain.
Yes.
And so the air just seems so fresh and clean. And
it's so funny because when it's cold, everybody's like, oh, I wish it was hot. And then it gets hot and everybody's like, oh, it's so bloody hot. It's like, okay, you can't have it all the way you want it to be.
Oh, that's called human nature. We just do that.
Yeah.
But we have to appreciate all weather because it all plays its role.
It really does. Yeah. Well, like my husband comes from Africa and he comes from Nigeria. So that's right on the equator. They have sun pretty much all year round. So they can grow all year round, which is wonderful. We only have a short window. We have about maybe 4 or 5 months. What do you mean? 6, maybe 6, but not even. So we kind of have to, as they say, make hay while the sun shines. Literally. So tell us about your part of the world. Do you get to garden all year long? Do you get to grow your food, or are you limited to a certain time of the year?
And what kind of food grows in your area? Because
That's true.
Food doesn't grow in all the same areas. That's why we import and export.
Exactly.
Um,
We can't grow things like oranges and watermelons and, well, maybe watermelons, but not pineapples or bananas. None of that.
well, I know that in India, they've got so many different varieties of mango.
Oh, yeah.
And we primarily get our mango from Mexico.
Yeah.
But India, I mean, they have a huge selection of mango.
Well, they can probably grow their own.
And really good, too. And coconut and...
Well, believe it or not, the first time I ever tried mango was when I went to Nigeria.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'd never really... I mean, we have it here in the supermarkets.
Yeah.
But first of all, it's expensive. And I don't know, I just never was introduced to it. But it's yummy. Really liked it. Okay, it's a little bit less weeds everywhere.
I don't know what we're going to do with this area back here.
You mean the big pile of compost?
Well, not so much that, but the... ow! It's biting. Like this whole flat, like how are we going to create this little trail through here?
Trail?
Yeah.
Well, I think we can only do what we can do. I mean, I think it's fine. I mean, we just have to be able to, this part specifically has to be kept trimmed.
Mm-hmm.
This part, as long as it's not in the middle of the night and we've had a couple of too many drinks, we should be okay. Because there is a couple of protruding stumps. Here's one right here.
Oh, yes.
So that's just...
Well, maybe we can cut that back a little bit more with the clippers.
Oh, maybe.
And I guess just clip back this side here a little bit so that it's...
Here, let me cut a few of these big ones off.
Yeah, and this has got some more morning glory.
Oh my God. We needed
I know,
that.
shocking. But when we decided to take this project on, I don't think we knew what we were...
We were optimistic to a fault.
Yeah, maybe.
We're like, oh yeah, that'd be nice. We'd have a garden to enjoy. Mm-hmm. 3 weeks later, we're thinking, oh, it'll take a few hours. Seriously, like 3 weeks later. And now, granted, we haven't been doing like 8 hours in the yard or anything.
No.
But...
And the weather has been extremely hot at times.
Wet at
and then wet at others. And so we've had to postpone some of the recordings.
Yeah.
But you know what?
We're making headway.
All part of dealing with nature.
Yep.
She is unpredictable.
Yes.
But we love her anyway.
But beautiful. And worth it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just chop you down. All right. When I was in Africa, I loved all the giant palm trees and all the banana trees and these huge giant leaved beings.
Oh, those big leaf trees.
Oh,
yeah, they're cool, eh?
So I told my husband, in our future home, we're going to have lots and lots of varieties to choose from. Oh, I always had that desire to like have a place where you could just like basically go shopping in your backyard. And just kind of take a basket and you're like, I think I'll have some zucchini tonight and maybe a couple of radishes. And, you know, my problem is the animals. I'm a meat eater. I don't know if I'd ever not be a meat eater, but I struggle. I struggle with the whole eating animals, and especially them, you know, being tied up or caged or abused. Yeah, it's really sad. Okay, that looks really good. You can't see it back here, but you can take my word for it. You're going to have to believe me. Okay.
So I'm just kind of breaking this down a little bit so that there's not so much of it. It's not so clumpy. So that should help us to be able to put the path in a little bit easier.
Okay. We might as well brush
I'd
it
love
this
to
way.
be able to do like the paving stones all the way to the little
You might as well
bridge.
bring it this way.
But yeah, this is a very low budget job. Like no money invested.
Low budget.
But we mostly did it because we wanted to save the poor little plants from the morning glory. It was literally just killing all the plants. And I think we've accomplished that, at least for the most part.
I agree.
It'll probably hold that morning glory off for at least a week.
Yeah, exactly. We don't expect it to return for at least a few days.
Now you know where that expression grows like a weed comes from.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm sure they were talking about morning glory.
It really is a nemesis of mine. Ooh. Okay. So I'm in the back. I'm not sure you can see me back here. Probably not. But I'm in the
I can barely see you back there. Hello!
Hi. We'll bring the camera back here later. But I'm just trimming away some of the bigger dead branches of some of these trees back here to make room for our little oasis.
Okay. Do you want to try doing the clipping of some of these little tree thingies that are popping up here?
Do I? That would be fun.
Yeah, just anything that's kind of in the way of the path.
Okay. All right.
And hopefully
just bring
we
a
can,
few of these big guys over there.
that'll help a lot that way.
Oh, jeez. I almost went for a trip.
Oh, that
not
would
a good
be
one.
Good. I'd hold out for the holiday trip. It's way more fun.
Yeah, no kidding. You want to just leave these?
Well, I think if it's in the way of the path, we should probably try and snip them out of there.
Easy for her to say.
Yeah, because we could even trip over those little root taps and stuff too. It's such a shame that I hadn't lived here longer, and I could have made more of an effort for this yard for the landlord. But
Yeah. Well, maybe.
by the time I moved in, it was already so overgrown.
I know. That's the thing. You have to commit. If you want a yard to be really nice, and that's why it's so wonderful when people retire.
Yeah,
Because,
definitely it'll keep you busy.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I could start calling it my little forest.
Look at her. She's like a city worker. You think she'd work for the city? Just watching.
I'm supervising just to make sure that she's, you know, cutting the right branches on the right precision, proper height.
We're like in,
all right. Well, I think I'm going to have to get the scissors if I'm going to try and trim this down a little bit more so that it... Yes, no, it's not going to look groomed, just so you know. Again, not professional landscapers. Don't expect too much.
really, don't expect too much.
But, you know, even though we're not going to have the swimming pool or the little duck pond or any of that in the backyard.
Well, we have a river.
Yes, we do have a little stream that goes to the back. So we do have a water
which is
feature.
wonderful. And it pretty much is for our own personal use, which is really great.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they can use it by our neighbors, but they really don't. So we get to just enjoy it.
Yeah.
I try to go back as often as I can. It's a great place to like have a bit of solitude, especially if it's hot out. It's always nice and cool back there.
Yeah, it's shady in there. So
when it becomes dusky and the mosquitoes decide to come by for a visit.
If you guys can see some of these big trees that we have in the back here, I mean, they're probably 50, 60 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
And one branch probably stems out, I don't know, what would you say, 10 feet?
Oh, at least
12 feet?
Like this one's probably more like 20 feet. They don't look that big, but when they're on the ground, they're big.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
it does give a lot of shade.
Coming along.
Okay, so I can rake these little guys up and see if that clears us a little bit more of a path. It would be nice if we had some like little wood chips or something.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say landscaper.
Well, that would be great, but yeah.
Wishful thinking.
I don't think we're gonna find one of those in the garden.
Yeah. If there's anybody in British Columbia, let us know. Okay.
Oh my God, there's a lot of landscapers in British Columbia.
Yeah, but how many of them are members of our discussion group?
Mm.
If you are, let us know.
Yeah, exactly. If you're a landscaper.
Now, I think we're getting to the main stuff of what we wanted to. It might not look dramatically different than it was, but there was a lot.
Yeah, but you know what? I bet if you asked the trees and the plants and the poor flowers, they would see a big difference because they're not going, oh my God, I can't breathe.
Let's hear. Yeah, they agree.
They're cheering. I can hear them.
Yeah, exactly. Woohoo!
You're very welcome. We tried our best.
Yes. Well, maybe we should pull the camera a little closer and they can see our little area back here.
Let me go and give you guys a little tour of where we're at with all this. So any of you that have seen the footage from before, you'll probably see some of the improvements that we've made. But I'm going to take you around a little bit and just kind of show you. So over here we trimmed this bush back and we had a whole bunch of ivy, all that morning glory growing in the bushes and throughout the mint garden. And so we've pulled a lot of that back. There's still some up in the trees there, but I can't get to it all. But we did get a majority of it out. And then over here, the fig tree was totally smothered. And we got him all cleaned up. And same as the rhododendrons. This poor dogwood tree had morning glory wrapping around its trunk and heading up to the branches. So it's just been, a big project, just freeing the plants from it all. And here's some of our big trees.
Yes.
They're
probably a couple 100 years old.
There we go. Ooh. And then this is the little path to the bridge area that we're trying to clean up.
About 100 years ago, this was all rainforest.
Yeah.
And then the humans came.
There was no houses or apartment buildings or anything.
No.
Maple Ridge was very much a farming community.
It was.
So you can see back here, this is kind of where we started. And we're not going back there.
God, not if we don't have some kind
Just
of
in case you were
safety
expecting
wear
some
on.
kind of, miraculous
God knows what's
changeover.
actually got a habitat happening in there. We've seen raccoons and squirrels and mice and cats, and I
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
seen any skunks, thank gosh.
I have.
You've seen a skunk?
Yeah, one approached me when I was sitting in the chair.
Oh, right.
I thought it was a cat. I found out pretty quickly that he wasn't, but
yeah. So I'm sure there's little families living in there, and I don't want to disrupt their home, so that's fine. They can stay there. And that is like another 3-week project right on its own.
we got a bunch of squirrels and stuff too, so
Exactly.
definitely lots. And then going back to the little bridge area here, we're still sweeping up back here, but almost done. Here's the little stream that comes through it.
Very nice. Let me slide past you here. Thank you. Oh.
And so we come down here and could read a book or just relax. The other day we were standing out here, and down the stream a little ways I saw this little red speck, and it turned out to be a robin sitting in the water, and he's just ignores me and continues on with what he was doing and starts bathing himself and flapping his wings in the water. And of course I don't have my camera because
Never. Not when
it
you
was
need
meant as just a special little gift to me and me only.
Okay, well, I was there.
Yes, you and Rish and Chelsea were here as well, but yeah, and none of us had a phone. So what do you make of that, right? Who doesn't carry a phone nowadays?
Well,
and there's Lights Away doing the sweeping.
Getting crap in my shoes. I always pick the wrong shoes to wear when I decide to come out here. It's usually very spur of the moment, like, hey, you want to go work in the yard? But
well, sometimes it pays to be spontaneous.
It's such a rewarding experience. Like just being back here for like 10-15 minutes and it's all clean and pretty. It doesn't take a tremendous amount of effort to make our world a little more beautiful.
Well, and especially after a nice fresh rain.
Yeah.
The air smells so clean and fresh, and it's cool. So even though, we're working hard, we're not feeling overly heated.
No.
So, well, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed this series. It's not our typical type of series, but you know what? We want to keep it fresh. We want to mix it up.
Yeah, give you some real life moments.
Well, and people seem to think that the only way to be spiritual is to, sit cross-legged and meditate for, 48 hours. And that's not the case. This is so good for your mind. So until you get more comfortable with meditation, because I get it, it's hard at first to still your mind and to simply not think of anything for 10-15 minutes or however long that you want to.
Yeah. That's why guided meditations are really nice.
They are.
Because you can just sort of zone out on the meditation. So
walking meditation is really nice too. I like doing that, just going for a walk by myself, maybe in the forest or by the lake shore, and not really think of anything, just take in the nature, listen to the birds, the water.
Yep. Exactly.
So I guess this is part of what this project was all about, was just to have a different form of connecting with the earth,
and I
beautifying it.
I consider this a bit of a sacred space, which is something I want to sort of start writing on a little bit too, because sacred spaces can be found anywhere. They can be in nature, they can be in your house, but it's anywhere where you can go where there can be peace and you can have a moment of reflection, maybe meditate or just breathe. And I find that this place is that for me. I really do like to come back here. I posted something recently about like some shelves that were done in the Reiki colors, and they
Oh,
did
yeah,
it
I
from a
saw that.
closet. So a lot of times you have that extra closet lying around. Maybe there's just a bunch of junk in it. Clear it out and make it your altar. Make it your sacred space where you can go and keep all of your precious trinkets, which you probably have a few. If not, if you decide to go on your spiritual journey, you're probably going to collect a whole lot more over time.
Well, and Pinterest is always great for creative ideas.
Yes,
So.
exactly. Whew.
All right. Well, we are coming up to a little over 25 minutes already. Boy, that went fast.
Yeah, it's hard work when someone actually has to do the work and someone's just videoing it.
Don't worry. It's all okay.
Mm-hmm.
It evens out in the wash.
Mm-hmm.
But we'd like to thank everyone who's been following along.
It's been wonderful.
And again, any questions, comments, feel free to put those down in the comments for us. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we'll be having some more cool and interesting things coming up, and we wouldn't want you to miss a thing.
Exactly.
So goodbye for now from Lady Mystic, and
Lights away.
bye for now.
Bye.